professional colour analysis. I gave in. I somehow had never heard of colour analysis before. And then I went to business club, which is something that Hannah and Lena and I do once every quarter. And they both told me that they'd had their colours done. And that not only that, but they've been watching loads of colour analysis videos. And I was like, what is that? So I got it explained to me. And I'll be honest, it piqued my interest. Forgive me for being slightly curious. But ultimately, I was a skeptic. I just don't get how colours could suit different skins better than others. And how can this work with race and skin colour? Surely this is based on Caucasian skin. How do you make this transcend race? And it kind of felt like it fell into that category of like kibbie body types, this kind of like mildly misogynistic typecasting for women to basically make them shop more. So I wasn't like, wow, this is gonna unlock the secret of life. But I was open and willing to have my mind changed. Because if it worked, it could be really good for my shopping habits and the way I put my wardrobe together. It could make my wardrobe so much more succinct. So whilst I was skeptical, I wasn't gonna make a judgment call quite yet. I went on Google, searched London colour analysis, and booked someone on the first page. £180 of my own money. Oh God. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Lucy. I make videos about slightly slower fashion and making sure you're making the most of your wardrobe, and also a little bit of lifestyle content and some video essays. I talk about it all, it's for the girls. If you're enjoying the video, please give it a like and subscribe. Before we start, let me give you a quick breakdown of what the colour analysis method actually is. Analysing your colours is a method for determining which colours suit you most. And it's divided into seasons. So you could be a spring, a summer, an autumn, or a winter. The analysis is based on 4 key factors. One is hue, which is like the colour family, for example, like red or blue or green. One is temperature. You can have warmer colours and you can have cooler colours. Warmer colours have more yellow and orange undertones, and cooler colours have more blue undertones. Depth. What shade is it? Light to dark. And saturation. How muted is it? From bright to quite flat. Using these factors, a professional can determine what family of colours or season suits you the best. And the main way they determine this is looking at the relationship between the colour of your hair, your eyes, and your skin. So as I said, I went on Google, searched Colour Analysis London, and booked one of the top results. The company I found was called Curate Your Style, and I booked an in-person session. I really didn't want to do it on Zoom because I had a friend who had a Zoom consultation and she had a bad experience. And honestly, I only want to do this once. So I booked the appointment in. I had an initial call with the Curate Your Style specialist before I went in. This wouldn't normally happen, but I told them I wanted to make a vlog, and so obviously they wanted to chat a bit about kind of what this would look like. So I got my appointment booked in, and this is how it went. Today is the day. I don't know what to expect. I'm honestly I'm clueless. I'm just walking up now. We're in a very, very nice part of Mayfair. I'm wearing really minimal makeup because I don't want to have too much. We're looking at the temperature of you, so we can find colours that also are in harmony with your temperature, basically. When it's a high saturation, it's more intense in your face or more striking. If I told you to picture somebody like Naomi Campbell, the whites of her eyes look so striking because she's got a high contrast level between her hair, skin and eye colour. Similarly, if I told you like, do you know who Constance Wu is? Or
Yes.
Lucy Liu?
Yes.
Dark hair, dark eyes, and it's quite striking and contrasty. If we gave them intense colours, it would be in harmony with them because they're already striking as it is. Every season has a beginning, middle and an end. So rather than just giving you autumn or winter, we're going to tell you you've got beginning of autumn, middle of autumn, but the end of autumn. Baby Spice or Boris Johnson, their main primary colouring feature is light. Salma Hayek, Kim Kardashian is dark.
Yeah. And that way you can really understand yourself and have an expectation of how you're going to look. Rather than trying to look like someone else, you're like, this is me and this is how I shine.
This is my unique sweet spot, this is how my features come alive. Rather than, oh, this is now in season, this is now a trend, so I need to adapt. Let's talk about my experience and then let's talk about the results. So the women who run Curate Your Style are sisters. The office was in Mayfair and it was so nice, it was so calm. It was just behind Bond Street, which you wouldn't expect to be so relaxed, but it was really chill. The first thing Hannah, one of the sisters, said to me was that this was not about changing who I was. She made this super clear. She said, you are perfect as you are. These colours will just bring out the best of you. They won't overshadow you and they won't introduce themselves before you do. And not only that, but they'll bring harmony to your appearance. She also said that this was about giving a formula for confidence and for feeling as secure as possible when you're out and about, especially at big events. Something that was also really cool was we talked about the racial dynamics of colour analysis. The Curate Your Style sisters are actually mixed race, and they also have 2 different undertones. So they actually use themselves as examples to explain to me how their different undertones mean that different clothes suit them better, and they even swapped jackets to show me how different they look in each other's clothes. They explained that while colour analysis was originally designed for Caucasian women, it translates across skin tones. And I really liked that they also used a wide variety of celebrities when explaining certain seasons. It just made it really clear to me that I'd gone to the right people and that this wasn't just a tool for white people. So they are very thorough. They have 3 subcategories per season. So for example, there'd be a light summer, a true summer, and a dark summer. And that was where more precision played out in terms of the depths of colours, the undertones, and the shades. One of the most useful tools they used was celebrity examples. I really understood what they meant when they explained things in reference to like Naomi Campbell or Adele. Anyway, shall we get on to my results? So my season is dark autumn. Woo! So in the autumn family, there's light autumn, true autumn, and dark autumn. So autumn is a warm season. However, light and dark autumn lean slightly more neutral because they're closer to summer and winter respectively, which are cool seasons. And then light autumn is obviously lighter shades and dark autumn is darker shades. So they said I'm quite neutral in terms of my undertone, although I lean warm. And yeah, the colours that suit me best are on the darker side of that neutralish autumn palette. And those colours are more muted as well. They said my colouring was very similar to Lily James, which is a huge compliment. So yeah, I'm like 1 step away from winter. However, they said that if I'd gone to someone who just uses the 4 colour families as they are, I'd probably been incorrectly diagnosed as summer. But they said I'm not suited to colours that are that cool or that bright. And so obviously one of my questions was, well, what makes this different to mid-true autumn? And they explained that those colours are very warm. So think like khakis, think kind of olivey colours, oranges, very warm camel tones, stuff like that. And I'm sure there's more nuances I've misremembered, so apologies if I've got anything wrong. They showed me my colours and they sent me this PDF, and there are 80 colours on this PDF. Again, I had friends who had got their colours done. I really weirdly realised how many of my friends have had colour analysis since I told them about doing this video. And I've had friends that were given 16 colours. And in my opinion, that's just not much to work with. So when I found out they gave me 80, I was so thrilled. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all 80 colours, but I'll show you some of the highlights. They told me that I need to avoid black and white and instead go for charcoal and ecru. You'll be thrilled to know that there are so many beiges in the dark autumn palette. So luckily, most of my wardrobe remains in rotation. There's some amazing darker blues as well for denim that I really love. There's loads of browns. They said that Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk is probably my ultimate lip colour, so I'm wearing it today, which is interesting because I've always thought this is too pink. And generally, it's a gorgeous palette. There's some kind of cornflower blues, dusky pinks. Again, very soft, very neutral. And Curate Your Style said that dark autumn has one of the most diverse colour palettes out of all 12 options. And so many of them are beige, which I'm thrilled with. Do you know what? I was actually a bit worried that I was only going to get neutrals or I was only going to get brights or something like that, but they really have put in a mix there. So you can find colour that suits you and you can find neutrals that suit you as well. Cornflower blue is on there. I'm not sure if this is entirely one of my colours, but I'm wearing it anyway, which leads me nicely onto what are my thoughts about this whole process. First of all, loved the experience with Curate Your Style, would highly recommend them. I went for the silver package, which was £180, but their bronze package I believe is £150. And honestly, I think the bronze is not that different from the silver package I received. So if this was an area you wanted to sink some money into, I would really recommend seeing them. I was pleasantly surprised by my colours. That's probably where I want to start. For some reason, I just thought it would be super limiting, but actually seeing the broad scope of which colours suited me was really reassuring. And the fact that a lot of those colours are what's in my wardrobe. By the end of the session, I was more sold on colour analysis, especially when given reasoning and explanations behind why some things were the way they were. And when the girls swapped their jackets, I was like, yeah, I get it, I see it. And even though I left thinking, well, this hasn't like changed my life. Over the past few weeks, I've weirdly found the analysis affecting me much more than I expected. I'm always checking my colours when I'm scrolling Vinted. I even ordered a dress in cornflower blue for a wedding that I've got coming up, which again might lean slightly more summer, but I think it's really nice. I've got my little PDF up with my colours and I'm like comparing, seeing what looks close. I even brought my PDF to my nail appointment and thought about getting a colour on my nails. I actually went with a French tip in the end, but I thought about it. Fundamentally, the main thing is that it's made me look at my wardrobe differently and my makeup, because I now like growing colour. I integrate colour into my wardrobe more and more as the seasons go by. If you followed me before, you'll know that I was a beige girl for a very long time, but we're out of that phase. And I remember the first day I came back and I opened my wardrobe, I looked inside and saw 2 or 3 items I never pick out and realised it's because they're these really bold, bright colours that just don't feel like me. And I don't know how much of that is just personal taste or how much of that is psychological now I've had the colour analysis, but there's a few items I'm pretty sure I'm gonna donate. I'm just gonna grab one of the items that I'm questioning is this pink shirt I picked up last summer. Don't get me wrong, I really like it, but is it too much? I just don't know anymore. They also told me that grey is a forbidden colour for me. I should not wear grey, which was a bit jarring because I have some really nice soft grey clothes in there as well. So I'm trying to take this as a guideline as opposed to Bible. So I see how these like slightly kind of more muted, darker colours really do suit my complexion, and ones with like a neutral tone. But yeah, I don't want my colour analysis to be this super prescriptive thing that I'm constantly referring to. I'm also trying not to get hung up on the jewellery aspect. So they told me that gold is my colour, but like quite a muted gold. And they said like, don't wear rose gold, don't wear silver. And I really like a bit of silver, so I think I'm just gonna take that with a pinch of salt. I don't wanna start having fear around wearing silver. Do I think the analysis was worth it? I think this would be a good thing to do if you're looking for guidance for a specific thing. Like for example, if you had a job as a politician or you worked in sales, maybe this would be something really helpful for you. Because when I wear my colours, people do genuinely say, wow, that item looks amazing on you. I think for some people, especially in certain jobs, colour psychology could potentially make a difference. But my main advice would be to do your research. Ask your colour professional, do they work with 4 seasons or 12? Can you go in person? And if not, how many people will be on that Zoom call ready to assess your colours? If it's just one person on a Zoom call, I would say it's not worth your money. It just might not be that reliable because of all the variables, like for example, the quality of your camera, what the quality of the light is like in your home, what time of day it is, the connection, your Wi-Fi. There's just a lot to contend with. Most of my friends paid between £100 and £200 to have theirs done, so if you're gonna spend that much money, you may as well get the best service possible. So that was the experience of my colour analysis. I can't believe I had it done. Would you ever get your colours analysed, or do you think it's a load of rubbish? Let me know in the comments. And give the video a like if you enjoyed it. It really helps me with the algorithm. So thank you for watching, and thank you Squarespace for working with me on this video. This video wouldn't have been possible without Squarespace, my wonderful sponsor. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for growing your business and building your brand online. I built my site on Squarespace last year and it was super easy. I couldn't recommend it enough. I was able to tailor it to my needs. I wanted a space that kind of acted like a portfolio or like a hub where you could go and find everything I do online, but also I wanted a blog, and that was really easy to implement. And finally, I wanted to have a shop where I could sell my Lightroom presets. I was able to build all of that seamlessly into my site. I actually use my blog pretty regularly. I just put out a wedding guest outfit edit. So I've like laid out loads of ideas for what you could wear to weddings this summer, and I've organized them all for you and added prices. I'm so glad I can publish posts like that on my Squarespace. So if you want to go and check out the blog, that's probably the place to go to. And boy, do I have a deal for you. If you would like to get 10% off your first website or domain, go to squarespace.com/LucyMoon or use the code LucyMoon at checkout. I'll leave that link in the description so you can start building. So thank you Squarespace, and thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. I was about to start without a drink because it's like 6 p.m. In fact, it's much later than that. It's probably 7, but I just didn't feel right. So I got a little rhubarb and what flavour is this? Raspberry and rhubarb spritz from Nicks and Kicks. I'm not sure if I'm vibing with the shirt look today, but it's fine, it's fine.